Tēnā koutou katoa e are taringa mai ki tēnei podcast o Haukainga. We have a bit of a famous guy in the caravan at the moment. I don't think he needs to introduce himself. Ho atu te rākau kia koe, ko ai koe no kia koe.
Tēnā koe, ko Pio Terei I puta mai au I ngā kahi katoa o te hokianga. Whana mai au I rote I Rāwene. O ku taha ko Pangoru Paorenga whangapē Mitimiti.
Good stock, hey?
Good stock.
Very good
Big
stock. Aye, not te nota. Okay, it is beautiful to have you here.
Yeah.
When did you get here?
I got here 2 days before. No, I got here yesterday, and I missed the pōhiri. But
That's
got
too late.
Yeah. Oh well, other commitments. And no flights. But yeah, got here and first day on deck, 2 day here in Taranaki at this Matatini.
We are out here, whānau.
Cool.
How are you feeling?
Uplifted, energised, proud.
Yes.
Just fantastic. Just feeling really, really good.
I've been seeing you a bit more involved up north. How is that going? How did that all start?
Yeah. Well, obviously, as Māori, we're always a champion for our own whānau and our own hapori and those sorts of things. And I'm thinking, what can I do, or how can I be of service to our whānau in the north? And I thought, I probably can't really be of real good service if I'm sitting in Tāmaki Makaurau all the time. So, spending a bit of time in Kaikohe and Waitangi and Te Rarawa country, which is where I was born, and just loving it really, just connecting properly with our whānau and helping in whatever way I can.
Yeah, we love having you home.
Yeah.
And some key messaging in your whānau matters, Mahi? Anyone you want to share with us today? In particular?
I think a lot of this stuff's about connection with kids, is just to make sure that as parents we're the centre of their lives, their phones and their devices are not the centre of their lives. And that's a funny thing. I was talking to a mate of mine. She's quite a brainy woman. She got school C and everything. And she's a psychologist, and she says giving your child a phone or a computer all the time is a bit like giving a child a glass of wine. Okay, so when they consume it, it gets those endorphins and all those positive things happening, and then when you take it away, they'll have withdrawal. So it's the same thing. So be aware of, every time they're scrolling and they see something new and all the rest of it, it's incredibly addictive. I'd hate to be growing up as a kid these days. There's too many hooks. Yeah. It's tough.
So many distractions.
Yeah, and it's tough being a kid and it's tough being a parent. So,
Yeah, and it's probably even tougher being Māori in this day and age.
Oh, totally. It really is.
Yeah, and so one of those vessels I want to talk about that get our kids off the devices.
Yeah.
Kapahaka.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? Not quite being a kaihaka yourself.
No.
But
I was a guitarist though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and having a face like mine, I was sort of pushed to the back, and enjoyed writing, writing music and helping with kupu and stuff at a high school level with kapahaka. But kapahaka is a way of life. Haka is going to enhance every part of who you are as a Māori and non-Māori. I remember we had a young fella coming through our school called Moritz, and he was Dutch and he was white as the driven snow. And he ended up going on to do lots of Matatini, and he was well known in West Auckland, and a lovely man. His parents supported him, his Dutch parents, and he led a life that was so more complete than a lot of people led. So kapahaka, or you can't have kapahaka without having whanaungatanga, without having respect for being a team player, all those things. So the benefits are many, many, many.
And so we've got the whole, on stage in a group.
Yeah.
But what about our presenters? you know, and we think about that as mahi for our tai tamariki, what kind of advice would you give to our young ones trying to get involved in the other spaces, in the TV spaces, and MCing and all that kind of stuff?
It's really different now because our kids are so talented and they've been able to, with devices, just make up their own stuff, you know, which is really cool. I think you always have to have a point of difference. I think you have to, timing's everything. You know, when I started, there weren't that many Māori involved in, you know, in my case, we were doing sketch comedy and comedy sort of drama and stuff like that for years.
True.
And there was nobody in that space. The wonderful Billy had unfortunately left us. So the timing was right for me. But a point of difference, it's difficult. And TV is really something that, I hate to say it, but in a way it's dying to a degree because everybody's using different platforms to watch things. So understanding, I mean, most of the time I'll watch, TVNZ Plus because I love British drama, or I'll watch TV3 because I love this, or I love those old wilderness shows where these idiots go out and throw themselves into the bush and figure it out and you know, what do they use for toilet paper? I don't know. But I love those sorts of shows. So as a consumer, I can pick. When I was growing up, it's only one channel. And he says, those shows were popular and there was only one channel. That's all we watched. Yeah. So things have really changed over the last 20 years hugely. But, you know, just be you, eh? Just be you. Because that's your uniqueness. Just being you, yeah.
Tapping in on your superpowers.
And explore people. And explore people who don't talk like you, don't look like you, don't love like you, don't eat like you, all those things. And that you can really build your knowledge of other people and give you, fills up your tank with places to go instead of being narrow.
Stuck.
Yeah, stuck. Ko stuck koe.
Yes. And so if there were any momo ngāpuhi, you know, that we traits from the north, because we're quite staunch, unapologetic.
Yeah.
What?
Also very loving.
Very, very.
Yeah, you know, manaki.
Yeah. So what are some of the traits of the north for you that are that you think we should gravitate more to?
Well, I don't know if we gravitate more to, but we are known for bastardizing the language. You know, so big fella becomes piiki fara. So around the room is hurirona te ruma. You know, gumboot becomes kamuputu. Yeah. And all those things. And you know, when, you know, and you know, you hear some of our kaumata, you know, because ko tērā hoki te main thing. And you go, what was that? But it becomes classic speak. And I think a lot of our wider whānau from different areas, they love it. And you quite often find that people who do bastardize the language a bit are actually very good speakers. They're very comfortable. Very clever. He tangata kerewa. Kerewa ne.
Kerewa ne.
He tangata kerewa. So I think that's really cool. I think one of the things about the North that always sits with me in a comfortable place is te reinga. You know, from a spiritual sense. That's it. That's in the North. Yeah, and the other thing is waitangi. Waitangi's become a lot stronger in my spirit than it has when I was growing up. Being brought up in Auckland, being brought up by beautiful Māori parents, just getting on with life. And we didn't go to waitangi a lot. But over the latter part of my years and through broadcasting and stuff like that and making television, waitangi is a very, very, very important part of this country's DNA. Ne? Okay, and I always look at our whānau Ngāti Kawa, and how hard they work, people don't appreciate that. They get all the tickle thrown at them for this and that, but, they don't get a lot of financial support or haven't done in the past. And they do a magnificent job to uphold the mana of that kaupapa or waiting. Yeah. And they do it fantastically. Is that a word, fantastically? Tino painga mahi o te haukainga.
Dictionary.
It
is now.
It is now. Yeah. Well, typical Ngāpuhi.
And so, let's dream a bit.
Yeah.
Tai tokerau, hosting Matatini.
Yes.
Is it possible?
You're dreaming.
That's allowed too.
No, we could host it. No worries. If you can host 30 or 40,000 people for Waitangi, you can host Matatini.
Right, just hosting the nation for the last few hundred years.
Yeah. And you know what the beautiful thing about, say, if we were asked to, not me personally, because it'd be a total shambles. You can't park there, mate. The thing is, we've had so many good examples of it being done well by other iwi. And ahakua no hea koe, he Māori koe. If we went to our whānau down the coast or we came here to our whānau in Taranaki and said, bro, we've got it. What are some of the issues that how can we? Bro, they will, sorry. Bro. Well, they'll help us. And, we like to look backwards to move forward, and looking back at the track record of manaaki tangata at its highest level, we've already done it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So
I so agree.
Yeah. So that'd be good. Be good up there. Yeah.
So over the years, have you witnessed a few Matatini?
Yeah, I have. I actually hosted 2.
Really?
Yes.
Which ones?
After Kupumo Bastion Point.
Takaparawhai.
Gee, you're good.
Got
These young people. Correct, actually. I was just making sure you knew. I was there in the early days of my career, and one of my favourite people is Scotty Morrison. Even though, he's a penny diver and he's really good looking, I still like him because of his humility, actually, and his knowledge. And, of course, he married this wonderful wahine. He'd be hopeless without Stacey. But anyway, he came down to me and my comedy career was flying. We're on TV1, we're huge ratings, we're picking up the awards, and he comes down and he goes, Pio, and I don't know this guy, And I thought, what a neat guy. I was a bit starstruck. And he says, bro, I got this joke and I want to try it out up on the stage. So he tells me this joke, and it is the driest, most inappropriate joke ever. And I said, bro, that is awesome. You're going to kill them. He goes up there, huge flop, and he comes back down blooding up where you never.
Good work.
So we've been mates ever since. So that was the other one. And then the other one was in Ōtautahi. And for me, being on a real journey, they said, look, you have to speak 70% te reo Māori. I says, well, that's all right, because half the names are in te reo. And I can do that. And then I sort of thought, I said to the crowd, kia ora koutou mā aroha mai bai ko puta mai te kōrero, 70% of my hosting should be i rote, ka tika i rote i te reo Māori. No reira, aroha mai, I'm trying, all right? I'm trilingual, okay? So I'd just go, no reira, kia koutou mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. I just kept repeating myself. And these people start to giggle. But, we have to work within the presenters here in Taranaki are all fantastic because we've got so much talent in this area. But don't forget about the little cheek, the little wero, ngā kōrero hāri kehi. We've just had some of our Taranaki whānau in here, Mr. One, or giving you and I a hard time being from overstays from Ngāpuhi. But you can have those little digs at people if you have a strong relationship. Yes. And that's the beauty.
Yeah, we're back at it.
Yeah, whanaungatanga. And you have to have emotional intelligence. So when you get up there, read the room, cuz. Because for a lot of us on TV, our whānau, they're just so supportive of, they love us. They love us. So you work hard to return that love. It ain't about you when you get on stage. It's about that audience and being a conduit. Gee, I talk a lot, eh? A conduit to make sure that you're doing your job to uplift the people behind you. And I said, gee, I should write speeches for Donald Trump.
Oh,
that'd be short.
Let's not go there. Okay.
That'd be short.
And just before we get distracted, keep going. Just want to thank you. O mahi nui, mahi rangatira ana. It has been an absolute privilege being by your side, watching you sometimes just take off on the caravan without us. But, you know, we love you. We love having you with us.
There's nothing like a thank you. So that's beautiful. But really, all I want's my land back.
Same.